Chapter 136 Meeting Guild Members. Chapter 136 Meeting Guild Members. Host, don't be too arrogant. The previous individual who reached Tier 8 was a prodigy born once in a countless epochs. They should have been one of the most powerful apex sovereigns, but they died in the end, Tintin persuaded. I said that's them. Maximus didn't explain further. Stubborn host, Tintin said and got back to the token. Maximus, on the other hand, looked at his panel. Maximus Shadowcrest. Soul Tier 4 Elemental Mage LVL1. Body Tier 4 Sky Knight LVL9. Mana Amplitude 602. Soul Will 280. Mana Compatibility Rank 7 Transcendent. Mechanic Comprehension Rank 7 Transcendent. Life Points 3,865,210. Potential Points 40,774,171. Magic Crystal Points 12,125,934,234. The potential points should be enough. Maximus thought. Fire Affinity, Rank 4 Legendary 0/100,000. My talent is really trash. Usually, mana compatibility is the same as most of the basic elemental affinity. As he only had trash talent at the beginning, all of his elemental affinities are trash. When he was training spells previously, he upgraded his talent to at least a legendary rank. Upgrade. 11,100 pp. Fire Affinity, Rank 7 Transcendent 0/100 million. Now let's try the speed. With the newfound fire element affinity, he ran through the cultivation manual again. A day later, Maximus opened his eyes. Huh? Refreshing, Maximus breathed as he carefully felt the changes in his soul's mana pathways. It's really different with high talent. Maximus felt that with rank 7 Transcendent Affinity, it would take him less than a month to master the fire element completely. Huh? What happened to you, host? Tintin also woke up feeling the changes in Maximus. Nothing. Nothing? But your training was very fast just now? Normally, you can't judge a person's affinity and comprehension just based on normal scanning. You need to test it through different methods, and it would still not be accurate. The only thing that can easily be scanned is mana compatibility, which is the affinity to the world. Tintin knew of Maximus's mana compatibility of transcendent rank, so she assumed that his elemental affinity was also transcendent rank. She was sure of this because Maximus's training earlier was super fast. But what he didn't know is that Maximus relied on his transcendent mastery of Gaia's primal genesis. This made his training speed fast, without any disturbance, like pouring water into a cup. I'm just warming up earlier, Maximus lied. Although Tintin is his, this elemental world is not. Who knows, maybe someone is spying on him now. Anyway, there are many things that can increase potential. He is not worried that someone will carefully check him and notice a difference. How about now? Do I have a chance, right? No, it's still impossible. The Gaia's primal genesis is not just about talent or comprehension. It's about time, Tintin explained. Time? Like the passing of time? Maximus asked. After all, he only had up to the Tier 6 chapter of the manual. He didn't have time to get the whole manual. No, it's the literal time. To reach Tier 7, you need to combine the soul, physical body, and the branch of the Chaos World Tree. This Chaos World Tree is not from this realm. Even those Apex sovereigns didn't know the whole depth of this thing. Anyway, once you reach Tier 7, this branch of the Chaos World Tree will absorb your time. It's literal time, not just vitality. Various life-extending elixirs and treasures will not work. Unless it's a treasure blessed with the law of time, it's useless. This, Maximus didn't know what expression to make. He only knew that Gaia's primal genesis needed time. He thought that it was hard to train or that it required the passing of time. Who knew that it literally devoured your time? You should change quickly, host. No, I think this is very suitable. Maximus smiled confidently. Time? What is that? Now he can have 266 years worth of time every day. Once he reaches Tier 7, his wife should also become stronger. By then, the time he would get would be enormous, to the point where the Chaos World Tree might choke devouring his time. I think you're daydreaming, host. Tintin rolled her eyes. I've got this, Maximus said as he returned to training. Oh, Tintin didn't bother further and returned to the token. 2 weeks later, Maximus woke up from his training. "It's time to meet my guild members," Maximus muttered. Opening up his token, he accessed the Shadow Hunter Guild panel and sent a message. "Meet me at the Tower of Arcana, World of Fantasia." Wow, the leader is alive. The leader finally showed up. The leader is on time as always. Nice, I will finally meet the leader personally.
I miss you, boss.
Leader, I don't have money to go to the World of Fantasia. I'm broke, _. Yes, leader. I spent all my money on my experiment. Leader, please forgive me for my absence. After they greeted Maximus, they told him about their grievances of being poor. It's not that they can't afford money, but the World of Fantasia, like the elemental world he is in, costs an enormous amount of money. Although not as expensive as the elemental world, which is 100 billion low-grade crystals. The World of Fantasia still costs 1 billion low-grade crystals per entry. Maximus, don't worry, I will treat this time. Wow, the leader is generous. I can take advantage of the leader this time. I wonder how prosperous the World of Fantasia is. I heard there are many beauties there. I will enjoy myself until the leader is bankrupt. Maximus, go, don't dawdle.
Yes, leader. X99.
Tintin, wake up, take me to the World of Fantasia, Maximus urged. He came to know that Tintin has this function. Tintin can partially access the Tower of Arcana to teleport anywhere. World of Fantasia? Tintin looked at him strangely, as if he were some scumbag.
Let's go.
Also, lock my guild members in, pay for their entries later, just deduct it from my credits. Fine. Tintin said and operated the token. In the Tower of Arcana, World of Fantasia. The World of Fantasia, as the name suggests, is the world of paradise. It's the largest entertainment place in the entire Ethereum realm. From the simplest food and drinks to the largest gambling establishments in the world. It is said that you can do whatever your heart desires here, as long as you have money. I didn't know that there is such a place in the most prestigious organization in the world, Maximus remarked. Just by feeling the atmosphere, he felt himself becoming energetic and happy. This is for the students to relax and bond with each other, Tintin explained. It's also a training site for overcoming any addiction. It is said that countless epochs ago, there was a man who was addicted to copulation with the opposite sex. Then what happened? Because he couldn't advance to Tier 9 due to his addiction to women, he came here and spent all his life's property indulging in it. He spent millions of years spending day and night with different women. What do you think happened? He lost his money and quit? No, he was traumatized. After the ordeal, whenever he saw a woman, he would vomit. Fortunately, he achieved his wish and reached Tier 9. However, he also became the purest apex sovereign there is. His domain is only filled with different kinds of plants. There wasn't even an animal. He said the mere thought of seeing animals copulating reminded him of his dark years, Tintin said, laughing as she told the story. What a pitiful man. Spending millions of years copulating with different kinds of women just to advance to Tier 9. Maximus didn't know if it was worth it or not. While Maximus and Tintin were talking, members of the Shadow Hunters Guild teleported beside him. With Tintin locking them, teleporting them beside him was easy. We've met the guild leader. All right, let's wait for the others.
Yes, leader.
Soon, all the guild members arrived.
Boss, I finally saw you.
Andrew said with fake tears. Maximus and Silas nodded to him. Leader, where shall we go? One of the guild members said, looking excitedly at the place. Since they were here, they should play, right? Although the entrance fee only provided basic things, it was enough for them to enjoy for a while. Let's book a room first and discuss the development of the guild. Tintin, book us a room. Yes, host. Is that the spirit of a Tier 9 token? Leader is a core student. A Tier 9 token is a basic configuration. Bathing in the leader's light is really good. They already knew that Maximus had been promoted to a core student. This is also why they were not embarrassed even if their leader treated them to things.
Let's go, all your expenses are on me today.
Woohoo!
Let's bankrupt the leader today.
Chapter 137 Guild Development. Chapter 137 Guild Development. In the private room, World of Fantasia. Leader is really generous. I've never seen such a luxurious array of food spread on the table in my life. Thank you, leader. The guild members celebrated upon seeing a bunch of food and drinks made of tier 8 material. Each one of these plates cost hundreds of millions of low-grade crystals. You're welcome. Before you eat, let's talk about the Shadowhunters Guild's development. There are three main things for now. First, we need to develop the plot of land in the origin domain. Second, we need to build a ship for our trip to the Chaotic Sea. Third, I need your help to develop my empire. Any questions? Leader, where do we get our materials for this? Don't worry about anything regarding the materials. I'll post each individual mission in our guild with the corresponding material. What about the rewards, leader? Is it still the same as before? Yes, it's still the same as before. You can earn points and exchange them at the corresponding value. For the reward, Maximus can only use his own money without any discount. His 99.9% discount works only for himself. This discount applies to things like training, building territory, or even gifts. But gifts have strict criteria. First, the gift should not be exchanged for anything. You can only give it if there is no exchange involved. Second, the gift will be tracked from time to time. If it's sold by the other party, Maximus will bear its full value and pay for it. Anyway, the 99.9% discount is pretty strict, and you can't earn money to use for other things. Buying cheap material and then selling it is also banned. The Institute will ensure that you only use the money for yourself and not for anyone else. Anyway, just do these three tasks for now. After we finish building our ship, we can set sail to the chaotic ocean. Alright, let's eat. The food is going to get cold, Maximus said as he got the food. Wow, finally, it's time to eat. I don't know which mission I should choose this time. Of course, it's the shipbuilding mission.
Why is that?
It will be our home in the Chaotic Sea in the future, so we need to prioritize it. But I want to manage our guild's land. Indeed, as our base, it should be the most prosperous place in the world. Aren't you curious about the territory of the guild leader? Do you want to do a mission there? Yes, I'm quite curious about the guild leader's place. Anyway, I can earn points wherever. Let's just eat this time, we want to leave the guild leader broke this time. Ha ha ha, you're right. Cheers! Soon, they finished their food. After that, they explored the legendary world of Fantasia, indulging in all kinds of things. There was gambling, fighting, pleasure, drinking, whatever you could think of. Anyway, they did all they could to bankrupt their leader. Of course, they were still somewhat sensible, not spending indiscriminately and throwing the guild leader's money into a ditch. Maximus also enjoyed his time, experiencing all kinds of enjoyment. But he quit in just a few hours. It was such a sinful place, Maximus would get corrupted sooner or later. He just let Tintin handle all their expenses and came back to training. 2 weeks later. In the elemental world. Finally mastered the fire element. Maximus muttered, feeling the fire element soul path consolidated in his soul. You mastered it very quickly, host. It's easy. It's only one element, there are 1,000 more. Tintin rolled her eyes at Maximus' confidence. By the way, how is the progress of the 3 missions I posted? The city building mission is just starting to build a teleportation array. That's good. The teleportation array isn't that hard to get when you're in the origin domain. That's also why all cities here have teleportation arrays. The shipbuilding mission is just starting to conceive the blueprint. Maximus didn't have time to assist them in creating the blueprint, so he let them handle it. Besides, there's Silas, who has spent millions of years studying mechanics. Furthermore, Maximus will have the final say in interpreting the blueprint they create, so he can modify it later. As for assisting you in developing your empire, they are still waiting for the teleportation array to finish. The teleportation array in the Moonlight Empire should be about to finish, right? Yes, host. Based on their progress, it should only take a few more days. That's good. Just in time to take a few days rest and then go to my empire. This month, his training has been almost non-stop. Except for the guild assembly halfway through and coming back to his family for a few hours every week, he has been training continuously. A few days later. In the city of Arcana, Maximus Manor. Dad, are we really going back to the Cursed Continent? Lila asked. Yes, the teleportation array should be finished in a few hours. Yay. I miss Grandpa and Grandma. I don't know what the place looks like now, Max chimed in. It should be more prosperous. I heard from Dad that it has already become an empire, Lily said.
I can't wait to see it. I can finally see you.
Liam silently thought. Husband, after we get there, you should take us to explore for a few days, Hazel said. Of course. How can I not take you to see the hard work that I've built? But the children still have school, Angeline said. Don't worry, taking a few days off should be fine. Tintin, please notify the Crystallis Guild that my children will not go to school for a while. Yes, host. Being a core student comes with many privileges. For instance, school has already started, but Maximus hasn't attended a single class. With the system's life points, he can master anything even without guidance. He only came here for resources and access to higher status. Now that he has everything, why would he still go to school and study? Dad, so you can excuse us from school? Sam said with shining eyes. No, it's only temporary. Oh, I thought I could take an absence whenever I want, Sam muttered silently. Yeah, school is boring. Luca muttered to the side. Study well. I heard your graduation is in 4 months. If you do well, there's a reward. Really? Can we ask for anything? Sam and Luke were energized and looked at him intently. His other children also gazed at him, thinking about the rewards they could receive. Yes, as long as I'm satisfied, you can ask for anything.
It's just school. What's so hard? Sam said. It's a piece of cake.
Luke added. You two are quite ambitious, Max said, looking at his 2 brothers. It's not like you're not one, Liam muttered, thinking of Max's goal to defeat Ella. After talking and bonding for a few hours, his token vibrated. The Origin Relic Guild sent him notification about the finished teleportation array. The teleportation array is ready.
Let's go.
In the Cursed Continent, Moonlight Empire. It's really uncomfortable, Maximus wrinkled his brows. His children were already down due to dizziness. His wives, on the other hand, managed to stand up crookedly. The longer the distance between each teleportation array, the more space distortion will happen, hence the dizziness. Drink this first, Maximus said, giving them a potion.
Huh.
They breathed a sigh of relief as they drank the potion. The teleportation array is more uncomfortable than the last time, Max said. The others also sat down, trying to relax and break their stupor. While they were resting, the people from the Origin Relic Guild arrived. Is the teleportation array all right, Lord Maximus? It's fine, but it's uncomfortable. It's all the same, Lord Maximus. The other teleportation arrays outside the Arcane Continent are all like this. Is there any way you can stabilize the space channel? Maximus asked. He really didn't want to experience this thing again. Unfortunately, there is nothing we can do. Is that so? Maximus sighed. He thought of looking for an item that can stabilize the space channel in the system later. That, Lord Maximus, we are here to confirm the handing over of the teleportation array, as well as to tell you its precautions. Each time it's activated, it will use 1 top-grade magic crystal per second. We already supplied the teleportation array for 24 hours of opening time. As for others, Lord Maximus' token spirit should know what to do. All right. Then we will leave. The people from the Origin Relic Guild left. Tintin, do what you have to do. Yes, host. Tintin flew toward the teleportation array, binding Maximus' soul and magic signature. After that was done, Tintin changed its array code and various permissions. It's done, host. Are you feeling better now? Maximus said, looking at his wives and children. We're fine, husband. We're fine, Dad.
Then let's go.
Let's see the changes that have happened in the Moonlight Empire. Chapter 138. Back to home. In the castle, Moonshadow City. At night, after Maximus and his family returned to Moonlight Empire, a banquet was held. Maximus, you're finally back, Francis, the father of Erica, said.
How are you, father-in-law?
You seem quite comfortable. Ha ha ha, it's really comfortable, Francis laughed as his belly jiggled. The previous thin man suddenly became a giant. It looks like the food of the Moonlight Empire didn't disappoint you. Indeed, I don't have anything to do besides eating and drinking, Francis said. Because of Maximus's support, his restaurant became famous and set up multiple chains across the empire. Now, Francis had become a food guru, just like the shape of his body.
Where's the boy, Liam?
I don't seem to see him, Francis asked. He is busy with something. Maximus accessed the array and saw Liam doing his business.
Hey, kids really grow up.
I still remember Liam being very clingy to his grandpa like yesterday, Francis reminisced, remembering his grandson. There is Max and Sam to accompany you. Maximus pointed to the grandpa. You're so fat.
Sam remarked. 2 sons.
That's right, Max. Sam came here.
This grandpa misses you. Grandpa! Max exclaimed. Grandpa, you're so fat. Sam remarked. What fat?
I've just become overly healthy, Francis said, rubbing their heads. Grandpa, you should diet a little. Look at your belly, it's bigger than me, Max advised. All right, I'll surely diet, Francis agreed while gobbling a sweet pastry in his mouth. You're still eating, Grandpa, you liar, Sam pointed out. No, I will diet later. This is the celebration of your returning home, so I should celebrate, Francis reasoned.
By the way, how is school?
I heard from your father that you go to school, Francis shifted the topic.
School is great. Max exclaimed.
School is boring, Sam sighed. It's for your future, you should study well, Francis said to Sam.
Oh, Sam replied. I heard that there is someone you like, Max.
And no, Max quickly denied it. Really? Yes, really.
Hee, how about I teach you a bit of my style? What style?
Sam asked, looking at his grandfather. Don't worry, just listen to me. After this lesson, you will be able to get whomever you want.
Huh?
Sam still didn't understand. However, Max was quiet, listening intently to his grandfather. First, Lily, you've grown up to be a beautiful lady, a Grace, the mother of Hazel, said. You've also become more beautiful, Grandma, Lily shyly replied. The last time I saw you, you were only a little kid. But now, only after a year, you've grown this big. It's because the arcane continent is nourishing, Lily reasoned.
By the way, where are Nathan and Luke?
Grace asked. They seem to be playing outside the castle, Lily explained. Grandma, did you forget me? Layla jumped in, looking cute.
Of course not, how could I forget my beautiful granddaughter?
Grace said. And you too, Lydia, you've grown quite beautiful, just like your mother, Grace praised.
Thank you,
Grandma, Lydia replied. Although they were not blood-related, their relationship was strong. Their mother, Luna, and Livia didn't have any parents, so Grace decided to be the grandma of these 2 cute little things.
By the way, how is your life on the arcane continent? Did anyone bully you?
No, Grandma, we're very good, Lila said. With Dad, no one dares to bully us, Lily added. Yes, it's very good, Lydia nodded.
That's good. Come, my lovely grandson.
Rachel, the mother of Rose, called Neo. Baby, your grandma is calling you, Rose urged Neo, who was sleeping in her embrace. Is it time to eat? Neo murmured with his eyes closed. Sleeping in his mother's embrace is really comfortable. Fortunately, Neo was only like a 3-year-old kid, so he was not heavy. No, it's your grandmother.
Grandmother?
Neo repeated. He seemed to vaguely remember that he indeed had a grandmother. Because he was just a few months old when they left, but he did remember her quickly. I'm here, baby Neo, Rachel didn't wait and grabbed Neo. Are you my grandma? Neo asked, rubbing his sleepy eyes.
So cute.
Rachel didn't say anything and kissed Neo all over. Mother, I also want to hug Neo. Vane, the sister of Rose, said.
No, baby Neo is mine.
Neo, this auntie wants a hug, Vane said pitifully.
No, Neo is mine.
Neo, your grandma is a bully.
No, Neo is mine.
Neo had already given up moving, letting them do whatever they wanted. Who are these 2 beautiful granddaughters? Joanna, Irene's mother, asked when she saw Serene and Syra walking hand in hand. Are you our grandma? Syra asked.
Syra?
Joanna asked, unsure because she had only seen baby Syra and was not sure. Yes, I'm Syra, and this is my sister, Serene, Syra introduced. Serene's mother, Angeline, didn't have a family, so she was with Syra. Grandma? Serene cutely said. Oh. It's my 2 cute granddaughters. Joanna quickly gave the 2 a hug.
Where's your mother?
They are with Daddy. Serene said. Oh, then you can stay here with your grandma. You're so big now, last year you were only a baby, Joanna said, pinching the cheeks of the two. Beautiful babies grow fast, Asira reasoned.
Yes, yes. I want to grow up quickly and be as beautiful as Mommy.
Serene nodded. Don't grow too fast, I still like the cute baby look you have now. Then we'll stay with Grandma for a while, Asira said. Grandma is also cute, Serene complimented. This Grandma's granddaughters are indeed sweet cuties.
Grandma, tell us stories.
Syra asked. Yes, Grandma has a lot of stories. Outside the castle.
Brother, why are we following Brother Liam?
Luke asked impatiently. Shoo, let's see what Brother Liam is trying to do, Nathan, who was usually silent, said.
Oh, but why are we hiding?
Of course, it's cooler this way, Nathan casually fooled Luke. Really? It seems that it's indeed cooler this way. Luke also believed him, trying his best to hide. In a famous restaurant in Moonshadow City, Amara received a message from Liam that he had come to Moonshadow City and wanted to meet her.
Where's that guy?
Amara sighed as she waited. You're here, a voice from behind said.
Who?
It's me, Liam, long time no see, Liam smiled. Amara was stunned, looking at the tall man who smiled at him.
Surprise?
Liam smiled.
You've grown so much.
Amara said in shock. So have you, Liam replied. Liam thought that Amara would still look little, but looking at her now, they seemed to have been apart for 5 years. I also don't know how I grew so big, Amara admitted. Amara still didn't have her memories, but with the blessing of her talent and sufficient mana, Amara looked comparable to Liam's blessing in the origin domain. Now they both appeared to be 13 to 15 years old, ready for marriage.
It doesn't matter.
Liam looked into Amara's eyes. Although they still communicated through the intercontinental token, Liam missed Amara. Liam didn't know what he saw in the little kid Amara in the past. But looking at the beautiful Amara now, he couldn't blame his past self. What are you looking at? Amara blushed as Liam stared at her. I just want to engrave your look into my memory. What are you saying? I'm saying you're beautiful.
Why you? You've become more shameless.
Amara said in embarrassment.
What shameless?
I'm just telling the truth. If Maximus saw this, he would give a thumbs up and say, as expected of my son, you have a bit of my style. But outside, 2 eavesdroppers overheard Liam and Amara's conversation.
Brother, look, what are they saying?
It seems that I understand it, but I don't understand it at the same time? Luke asked Nathan.
It's because you're still a kid.
Anyway, what are we doing here? I'm getting hungry, Luke complained. It's just that it's boring in the castle.
How about we eat here?
Nathan suggested. Sure, Luke completely forgot about his dissatisfaction. As for Nathan, he quietly did his duty. Later, he would report to his sister Lily what he found. In the castle, Maximus and his wives were quietly drinking, admiring the city's view. How beautiful, Hazel said, admiring the view. I can't believe it's only been a year since we left here, Erica sighed. Looking at the beautiful lights, like night stars on the ground, they couldn't help but be mesmerized. It's really good to be home, Angeline commented, taking a sip of her drink. It seems that just yesterday we're still living a life of hell. Luna sighed as she reminisced. It's over now, sister. Now we have our husband with us. Livia said, holding her sister's hands. Marrying you, husband, is the best thing in my life, Irene said, hugging Maximus. Marrying all of you is also the best thing that happened to me.
How can that be the same?
Isabella rolled her eyes. Then every second, every minute, every hour, every time that I'm with you is the best time of my life. I'll only give you 99 points so you will not forget to love us, Isabella said.
How can I?
I will live for eternity, with you forever in my arms. Chapter 139 Family Bonding. The next day, in the castle's hidden basement, while his wives and children were busy traveling and experiencing the changes of the Moonlight Empire, Maximus was at work. Let's finish this quickly so I can join them. Maximus was here to replace the Tier 3 Ethercore Nexus. Now, let's see what the Tier 5 Ethercore Nexus is capable of, Maximus muttered. This Tier 5 Ethercore Nexus had cost 1 trillion low-grade magic crystals at the Origin Arcana Institute. With his discount, it cost him 1 billion low-grade magic crystals. Unfortunately, I still don't have enough money. Originally, Maximus planned to revamp the entire empire to Tier 7. But his current income plus the discount couldn't make that happen.
Let's start.
At the teleportation array, Moonshadow City. While Maximus was changing the Ethercore Nexus, the main core of the Empire's array. The guild members who took on the mission to develop the Empire appeared in the teleportation array. It's really a barren land. The guild leader's territory is already good, you know? Yeah, this is the Cursed Continent. Most of the land here didn't even have Tier 1 mana density. Why do you think the leader still needs to develop this barren territory?
Yeah, why is that?
The guild leader spent 10 trillion low magic crystals just to develop this place. Yes, even our territory in the origin domain only had 1 trillion low magic crystals budget. A bunch of guild members talked about Maximus's lavish expenses. That's why you're not the guild leader, Sareb, who idolized Maximus, refuted.
Oh?
Don't you know that in the Cursed Continent, the era of imperial domination has begun?
What?
The era of imperial domination? The guild members were shocked. They had been busy with their tasks and hadn't heard about events in other places. However, they still know of the era of imperial domination. It was the most brutal battle where only one empire would survive and conquer. Does this mean that the guild leader has the chance to dominate the entire Cursed Continent? It's possible. With the guild leader's capabilities, he still has a huge chance of success. However, it's also dangerous. Don't worry, with the teleportation array here, the guild leader can escape anytime. Anyway, we will do our task. It's up to the guild leader to worry about these things. Let's go. Setting up a Tier 5 array this big will take us some time. The guild members began their work. Their mission this time was to assist Maximus in setting up a Tier 5 array, according to the framework that Maximus had given them. This array occupied 100 million kilometers of land. This was 10 times the size of the previous Tier 3 array. Outside Moonshadow City, Maximus' wives, children, and their extended family were on a private flying boat waiting for someone. This time, they were going on a vacation to visit all the attractions in the Moonlight Empire. Where is your brother Liam? Erica asked Max. I don't know where he is. He said he is nearby, Max replied. I didn't see your brother yesterday, and now he's even late. Did your brother's wings harden? Going anywhere without telling us? Erica asked, looking at her son Max. Don't worry, Liam is already so grown up. He should have his own life, Hazel said. Although Liam was not Hazel's biological son, she treated all of Maximus's children without any bias. That boy has been acting strange since we came here, Erica sighed. While they were talking with each other, the door suddenly opened, grabbing their attention. Hello, aunties, grandma, and grandpa, Amara said politely. The group stared wide-eyed, looking at the two who were blushing. Is this your friend? Erica asked. It's Amara. Liam said seriously. Good, so it's your friend. Come here, Amara. Erica said joyfully. You're quite beautiful, like my girls. Hazel added. Thank you, Auntie. Amara smiled shyly and seated herself beside them. Liam, who saw this, didn't know what to do and found a spot to sit. Hey, grandson. Good job, Francis patted Liam's shoulders. Oh, Liam just nodded. But you're still too young. You should restrain yourself a little, Francis advised. What are you saying, Grandpa? We're only friends, Liam blushed as he refuted. That's good, it's good to be friends first. Brother, you're really good, Lily said, looking at Liam slyly. Mind your own business. Oh, then I'll tell Sister Amara that you bullied me, Lily smiled, going to Amara. This is really? Liam sighed at Lily's antics. Soon, the flying boat started taking them around the Moonlight Empire. A few days later, in the castle's hidden basement. Finally, it's done. Replacing the Ethercore Nexus was harder than simply setting it. Now that it's done, should I join my family? Maximus muttered. The reason why he was in a hurry to replace the Ethercore Nexus was that his guild members were already reinforcing the array. The previous Tier 3 Ethercore Nexus couldn't handle these changes, so he needed to replace it quickly. Now that it was done, he wasn't in a hurry to do other things. Just post a mission for the other tasks, Maximus decided. Tintin, add the task compiled earlier to the guild task list. Alright, host. Originally, Maximus had planned to do this himself, but he thought otherwise. He should prioritize his strength above anything else. Now that he had enough money and status, he could slow down and train diligently. However, for now, he should take his time and bond with his family. Somewhere in the Moonlight Empire. It should be here, Maximus muttered, looking for his family.
There?
Maximus flew towards his family, who were beside a beautiful lake.
Daddy, you're here.
Lila's eyes lit up. Husband, you're finally here. I thought you would not join us, Isabella said. Of course not. How could I leave my family alone?
Daddy, come look, I caught beautiful shells.
Lila didn't wait any longer and dragged him. His family was at Chrome Lake. A lake that had 1,000 beautiful colors changing every moment. All right, Maximus smiled wryly at Isabella. Go to your clingy daughter, Isabella rolled her eyes. His family was at Chrome Lake. A lake that had 1,000 beautiful colors changing every moment. This was an artificial lake connected through the Empire's array. It was the breeding ground of aquaculture and also a famous tourist spot in the kingdom. Now, it was reserved for his family, with only them being here.
Here is the shell, Daddy.
Is it beautiful? Yes, but Lila is more beautiful. Really?
I'm more beautiful?
Lila is Daddy's treasure, so of course she's more beautiful. Daddy is glib, Lila rolled her eyes but still smiled happily.
How about we swim with your mothers?
Maximus said. Looking at his beautiful wives showing off their swimsuits, he felt a bit parched for a moment.
Then let's swim.
Maximus came to his wives with Lily. How about we swim for a while? Maximus asked his wives.
Sure.
Here, wear these first, Maximus said, handing them armbands.
What are these?
Rose asked. Just put them on. His wives nodded and wore the armbands. Soon, all the mana in their bodies was drained. Even their physical strength lowered to that of a mortal human. This? His wives looked at him with curiosity. This is to let loose and enjoy ourselves, Maximus smiled. With their strength, swimming would undoubtedly be boring.
Come.
Maximus hugged Luna, who was closest to him, and jumped into the lake. Splash asterisk. Husband. Luna clung to Maximus as she didn't know how to swim. Relax, it's all the same, but instead of using mana, you move your arms. Maximus began to teach Luna how to swim. Splash asterisk. Husband, save us. Erica shouted.
Husband, save me first.
Hazel didn't back down. Should we also jump? Angeline nervously asked Rose. Of course, even though we don't know how to swim, we won't drown, Rose said. Although their strength was lowered, their bodies still functioned the same, allowing them to breathe underwater. Splash asterisk. Rose and the others also jumped and did their best to swim towards Maximus. After a while, they learned how to swim proficiently, like they were fish. Underwater, Maximus was mesmerized as he was surrounded by his beautiful wives swimming circles around him. On the lake shore? You have a wonderful family, Amara commented.
Liam just nodded.
But inwardly he wanted to say, I really have a wonderful family.
Why don't you join us?
Of course, Liam didn't have the guts to say that. Furthermore, they're still relatively young.
By the way, where is your brother?
Brother? He is training in the Arcane Continent, Amara sighed, missing her brother. So you're all alone here? Liam asked. Yes, but I'm in the Moonlight Academy, so it doesn't bother me much.
Is that so?
Liam asked, looking at Amara's lonely figure. After all, Amara was still a child, and there was no one beside her. Without parents, even her brother had gone somewhere. Why don't you come with us?
Huh?
I mean, come with us to the Origin Domain.
Is that possible?
Of course, with my father, everything is possible. But Dash. No bats punto. I will talk to my father about this later, Liam interrupted, putting his finger on her lips. Okay, Amara blushed, looking away.
That's good.
Chapter 140 Having a checkup. A week later. Are we going back, Daddy? Lila asked. Yes, you still have your school, Maximus replied. But I want to stay here longer. Don't worry, we can come back if we have time, Maximus explained. The others were also sad that they would leave. Grandson, visit us often, Francis said, patting Liam's shoulder. Don't worry, there is a teleportation array. We can come back at any time, Liam replied. The others also said their goodbyes, telling them to come visit more. Soon, they used the teleportation array, arriving at the Origin Domain, the City of Arcana. City of Arcana.
We're back!
Sam and Luke exclaimed. This time there was no dizziness whatsoever. It seems that it's really effective, Maximus thought. Earlier, he had considered buying a space stabilizer. But the cost was costly, he didn't dare to think about it for now. As an alternative, he bought a space distortion potion. The function of this potion is to equalize the distortion in the space and their bodies. The only downside was that they needed to take it every time they teleported. This can be sold, Maximus thought. He didn't know if there were similar products here but thought of selling the potion. Soon they exited the teleportation station and returned to his manor. The next day, his children dressed up ready for school.
Father, what about the thing that I told you?
Liam asked him alone. The school for Amara? I already registered her with the Chrysalis Guild. However, there are still 3 months before the next enrollment, Maximus explained.
That's good.
Liam sighed in relief. Amara was still in the Moonlight Empire and didn't come with them. Now that his father had arranged for Amara to go to school, Liam didn't worry anymore and can meet Amara 3 months later. Remember to train diligently, Maximus sighed and patted Liam. Maximus couldn't agree more about Liam and Amara's relationship. Just thinking of the life points he would get once Liam married Amara, Maximus wished they married sooner. With Amara's rank 9 talent, Maximus could possibly get 100 million life points daily. Unfortunately, there was still a hidden bomb. Once Amara regained her memory, it would be up to his son to subdue this immemorial apex sovereign. After his children went to school, he turned to his wives. Don't train for now, I have made an appointment with a life warden. Is there something wrong? Angeline asked nervously. Hearing that they were going to a life warden made them nervous. Life warden is a profession like mechanics and alchemy. Their main job is to cure anything from the physical body to the soul and will. No, of course not. We're just here to check what's wrong with your bodies that you can't give birth, Maximus explained.
That's it?
They sighed with relief. They were also puzzled by this thing. Previously, Hazel and Erica could give birth almost every year. But after the birth of their 3rd child, they hadn't been able to give birth for over 5 years. There was also Luna, Leva, Rose, and Angeline, who, after giving birth to 1 child each, had not experienced further pregnancies. Maximus had decided to take his wives to a professional to see if there was something wrong with them. Let's go, I've already made an appointment with Tintin, Maximus urged. The one who would see them was a famous Tier 8 life warden. To secure this appointment, he had waited over a month before it was turn. Even with his core student status, he couldn't skip all the lines. After all, the one coming to this famous life warden also had incredible status. In the Tower of Arcana Life Sanctuary. Is this the Life Sanctuary? So much vitality, Maximus muttered. He felt that as long as it wasn't life-threatening, all the injuries here would heal on their own. Soon, with the help of Tintin, they were able to navigate and arrive at the appointed place. Hello, Maximus bowed in respect to the old woman in the room. Are you Maximus?
Yes, that would be me.
Please have a seat, the old woman said as she put aside what she was doing. I'm Ancient Aura Serafina, but you can just call me Hina, the old woman introduced herself. I see that you came here about childbearing. Yes, my wives and I have been having trouble giving birth lately. You seem to already have 11 children. Do you still want more? Hina asked, looking at the entanglement of wool in Maximus's body. Yes, Maximus nodded. Is there something wrong with us? His wives nervously asked. You are mistaken, there is nothing wrong with you. The one in the wrong should be this world. Or should I say it's the rules of this world?
Huh?
You see, if there were no limits to childbirth, one person could build the world by themselves. Without limits, sooner or later, this world would be flooded, Hina explained. Indeed, Maximus nodded. If it's just tier 1 to 5, there is no problem. Just a few thousand years can't possibly change the world. But once you reach tier 6 or tier 7, with a few million years of lifespan, with enough people, you could probably populate the world with just your children. Here are also those tier 9 apex sovereigns. If they can give birth without limit, why would they need ordinary people for? I'm afraid just one continent is not enough for a family of tier 9 to consume. However, is there a solution for this? Maximus asked. After all, this is his core interest. If he could no longer have children, he could only rely on his children in the future. But even so, there is still a limit. The person with the highest number of children is an apex sovereign, which is 33.
Huh? So little?
It's already a lot. Hina rolled her eyes. Don't compare these 33 children with others. 13 of these children was already an apex sovereign. This is already 1% of the arcane continent, apex sovereigns, Hina said enviously. So talented? Maximus was shocked. If there is really no limit to childbearing, there might be only one family to rule the entire Ethereum realm. Due to the rule of the world, there is a limit to childbearing. However, there is also a pro to this. Indeed it is. A Maximus nodded. You should have noticed that all your children inherited or even surpassed the talent of their parents. Indeed it is. A Maximus nodded. He thought that he was just lucky or that his talent was higher. But all his subsequent children have higher talent than him. Now you know why having 33 children is already a lot. These 33 children all have rank 9 talent, so reaching tier 9 will be just a matter of time. Then can I have the method to continue to have children? Of course, but it's not for you to do. It's for these ladies. Oh, then please do, Maximus asked. Then come here, ladies. As for you, you should just wait. A dash. Don't worry, husband, leave it to us, Isabella said excitedly. She was the only one who did not have a child with Maximus, so she was quite excited. Take care. In the elemental world. After his wives followed Hina, he decided to leave first and train. According to Hina, it would take his wives a few months to a year to master the method. What element to master next? He had already finished with the fire element, so he was contemplating what to pursue next. It's you wood element. First, he upgraded his wood affinity. Wood affinity, rank 4 legendary, 0/100, 000. 1/100 pp. Wood affinity, rank 7 transcendent, 0/100 million. Now let's start. A month later. Wood element complete, a Maximus muttered. Feeling the new wood affinity soul path in his soul, he smiled with satisfaction. Next, the water element. Water affinity, rank 4 legendary, 0/100, 000. 1/100 pp. Water affinity, rank 7 transcendent, 0/100 million. Begin. A month later. Another element down, Maximus muttered excitedly. Moreover, it seems that the progress is speeding up. Maximus felt that the more soul paths he condensed, the faster he could condense a new element. It might seem negligible for now, but with over 1,000 elemental soul paths he needed to condense, Maximus might reach the point where it would only take a few days to condense a new one. Let's train more. During these 2 months, nothing significant happened. His empire was still being developed by his guild members. The territory given to him in the origin domain was still under construction. As for the ship needed for the trip in the chaotic sea, the blueprint was still being conceived. As for his wives, they were still training with Hina. Fortunately, they could come back from time to time. As for his children, they still went to class as usual. It seems that the kids are having the final test in a month, Maximus muttered. Just right, I can train another element. First, he upgraded another element. Earth affinity, rank 4 legendary, 0/100, 000. 1/100 pp. Earth affinity, rank 7 transcendent, 0/100 million. It seems that my potential points can't keep up, Maximus muttered, looking at his remaining potential points. Potential points, 20,374,171. Maximus could only gain over 6 million potential points every month. With his training pace of 1 new element per month, potential points were not enough. Now, Maximus has 3 solutions to this problem. First was to have more children, but according to Hina, that wasn't possible for a while. Second was to have his children advance in tier. However, that would damage their foundation for future advancement. Third was to improve their talent. His wives and children already had rank 4 legendary potential. Furthermore, they had been taking origin potions without interruption. However, Maximus estimated that it would take 1 or 2 years for them to upgrade their talent. I guess I still have to wait, Maximus sighed. Let's train first.